There hasn't been a single year in iconic potato chip maker Utz's 99-year history that sales haven't increased, but it's been more slow and steady than rapid growth. We built our whole life on singles, doubles, never a grand slam, CEO Dylan Lissette says. We're consistent. But Utz's approach has become supercharged in recent years, under Lissette. Since taking over as CEO in 2013, sales have roughly doubled to $1 billion. Much of that growth has come from the 10 acquisitions he's engineered, including the purchase of kettle-cooked chip brands like Dirty and Zapp. Today Utz manufactures about 300 million pounds of salty snacks annually, from cheese balls and pretzels to its classic potato chips, enough to make it the fourth largest salty snack company in the US. Now comes perhaps his biggest move yet. On Monday, he is taking the company public through a backdoor listing. While he's confident that investors will eat up the shares, it's in part a defensive move, in light of the fact that many smaller brands in the industry have been bought up in recent years, like Angie's Boomchickapop. The alternative is we end up sold to somebody, someday, says Lissette, while calling in from his home office in Hanover, Pennsylvania. This is really us owning our future, lighting the match on the next 100 years and the next $1 billion. Held almost entirely by the founding family up until this point, the Utz heirs are selling about 10% of their shares and merging with special purpose acquisition company Collier Creek Holdings. The family, which is now worth an estimated $1 billion, will own 50% ownership of the merged entity's shares. Lissette married into the family that has owned Utz for a century. His parents divorced when he was young. His mother moved him and his siblings, including his twin brother, to Venezuela for a year while her boyfriend studied killer bees. They later moved to Cape Cod. Then he was a page for the late Senator Ted Kennedy in D.C. After spending senior year enrolled in a Jesuit boarding school in Mississippi. He and his twin enrolled at George Washington University. That's where he met Stacie Rice, the great-granddaughter of William and Salie Utz, who started making potato chips in their tiny Pennsylvania kitchen in 1921. A law student at George Washington, she spotted his brother working as a bartender at an off-campus dive. She asked him if he was single. He said no, but mentioned that his twin, also a bartender there, was. Stacie and Lissette got married in 1994, and a year later Lissette started running Utz's outlet store and mail-order operation, which had him working the cashier during holidays. When you grow up relatively poor, you're hungry and you're motivated, Lissette says. I never had my name on the door. It wasn't my blood. I had the benefit of being an outsider.